Up to Colfax.
That was Phil.
That's Phil.
Yep, and then he's got a brother David, and then John moves house.
Call the meeting to order. We'll do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take a look at the agenda. Additions, corrections.
Should be putting on there about contractors. Is that on there? I figured if we're gonna approve a contract to present it to Colfax board.
It should be something for discussion,
Yeah.
new business.
Under new business, a possible question on contract to Colfax. Anything else?
Issues I want to comment, not, you don't have to make a decision, just issue, make comment on it.
Make a motion to accept the agenda as amended.
Support?
I'll support it.
All in favor?
All right.
Everybody get their chance to look at the minutes, the last couple days.
I have one comment I'd like to make on the minutes. Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented then.
I'll support that then.
Okay. Alterations, corrections,
I just have a comment.
what would that be?
On item 11, which is basically a copy of item 10, I have one concern that is really not the purview of the Fireboard to decide if people can be on the board as representatives or not. That should be done by the intergovernmental agreement entities. That's just my comment.
Everybody understand what he said?
No.
That's what I thought.
For us to have made a motion to say that we want to have representatives on the board for that 1 August to 1 March period really isn't our job to do. It's something that has to be done by Elbridge, Levitt, and Walkerville because they are the intergovernmental agreement entities.
That appoints the people to this board.
Yeah. And since Colfax was extremely adamant that they were to be off by 1 August, the board itself doesn't make that decision. Colfax Township did.
Well, the board made the decision to allow representation though. And I don't know why that would be a problem.
I'm just saying, that's really not our purview because we don't say who's in the agreement or not. I'm not making we passed it, we approved giving them coverage, which that was my whole thing for it. I wanted them to have coverage. I still want them to have coverage. I just don't know if it's our place to say that the representatives for Colfax can be here from 1 August to 1 March or not. That should be done by the 3 entities that are left in the agreement. That's all I'm saying.
Aren't those 3 entities that represented here?
But he says that they should be the ones who say it's okay or not. It's not up to this board to say it's okay.
It's the governmental bodies of the 3 units.
Yeah, it's not, that's all I'm saying. It's, to my mind, it's really not our place to make that decision, it's theirs.
We don't have the authority to make it.
Yeah.
And I don't have the agreement here to see about that. But the people on this board are appointed by the township.
Right.
We, as a board, can't make a motion to let, have represent. We don't have that. That isn't our power to do that.
Well, you know what, it don't make a lot of sense because the boards from Colfax, Levitt, Walkerville, and Elbridge all appointed us to represent them at this board. So why don't we represent them?
I'm
That's
not
what I'm
saying,
saying.
I'm not trying to say you shouldn't, Larry. I'm just saying that I think it's really the people that created the authority agreement, it's their decision, not this board's. The other problem that I do have is 2 months in a row now, a member of your board has tried to get some movement on your board about it and can't get any second to her motions to do anything. So it's like they're tying our hands to be able to do anything. I want you guys to have coverage. I want to be able to respond to your area. I don't want that taken away from you guys.
I have a question. Does this board feel
Wait,
that
wait,
this
wait,
fire
wait, wait,
department?
wait, no, we have a motion to approve the minutes. Then we can get into other, I mean, I think I know what you're gonna ask, so it's not, this isn't the time for that. We have a
Okay.
motion and a support to approve the minutes. Jim made one comment about number 11, that he's not sure that that is correct, which I think is fine to continue, you know, and word or two should have
It's
been
already
left
made a
out.
motion, yeah, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I know.
Made a motion to keep it going as it is, and I think that's probably what it should have just been dropped. There's a couple words there maybe shouldn't be in there, but I think it's fine till March 1st. Does anybody else have any concerns about number 11?
That's fine to March 1st.
That this, a motion that they stay on the board.
Allowing them coverage.
That's Jim's question, is that whether, you know, we had the authority that Elbridge, Levitt, and the village should be the ones that say they could be on the board or not, correct? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
the fire authority meeting.
Right, fire authority is a
Fire authority
person.
meeting,
Right.
but we aren't the fire authority.
I know, that's what I'm
The
saying.
governmental units are, so we don't have that right to do that way.
Well, that's what he's saying, that we don't have the right to say that they can be on the board, that
Right.
the other three entities have to vote for on that or whatever.
And not the two people from each entity. Okay. I'll approve the minutes as amended then, or second,
Right, no second. Any other questions about the minutes?
He said as amended, what did he mean by that?
As presented.
As presented.
As presented.
There's no amendment, we're not changing it, I think.
No, we're not, I'm not saying
We
to
don't
change
have-
anything, I'm just saying that
Might
was
need
my
some
concern.
clarification.
as it's presented then, whatever.
Okay. Any other concern about the minutes? All in favor of approving the minutes?
I,
Probably what you wanna get in, Larry, is under 9 under the, when we go into the contract for Colfax.
Okay,
I mean, I'm thinking what you were gonna ask is,
yeah, okay, fine.
okay. Fire chief,
Fire chief is busy with a Bible school tonight,
oh, yes,
and, but there isn't a heck of a lot to report. Usually in the summertime, it's just, normal activities go on. There isn't a lot of other things you're doing, just normal stuff, so. I don't know what's your run,
I can give the runs.
there you go.
For this month, so far, we've had 6 rescues, 2 fires. So that's brought us up to 56 rescues, 29 fires, for a total of 85 for the year so far.
Ain't that ahead quite a lot from last year?
mm-hmm.
No, I don't.
No, I think we're about right for
Alright.
last year, yeah.
This is a slow month for rescues.
Well, yeah, it's July, yeah, but I just,
See, with fires, we're usually what, about 4 to 1 fires to rescue? There's only, or maybe 1 to 4?
1 to 3 at least.
Yeah.
thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah.
You ready for the
Yeah,
treasurer's
I'm
report?
ready.
Treasurer's
With the bills we have, I transferred 25,000 to cover things. That leaves in the general fund checking a total of $44,585.16. The general fund savings has $93,368.72. And the apparatus checking is at $47,364.64. There was a deposit made by FEMA of, $19,820 back on the 31st of May. No, 1st of May, 1st of June, 1st of June.
And that was reimbursement from all the other stuff
Yes.
that
That was mainly to cover the LoSAP retirement thing and the coordinator's payments and a couple of bills that were already entered for it. Our biggest killer was, as you'll see on your things to be paid, our biggest killer is the liability insurance came in, the, what's the other one called, the workers' comp insurance came in. That in itself was like 15, 21, almost $22,000, $23,000 right there.
Yep. They fall in the same bucket pretty fast.
Yeah. So. Any other questions?
Is that our last payment to that, for that 12,000, Jerry?
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Next year would be, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like, supposed to be like $3,000 or $4,000 is all it's supposed to
Or
be?
less, or
Yeah,
less.
or less. Because this is seed money going into the fund for the last 4 years.
Don't start it.
Yeah.
It isn't really a retirement program.
Mm-mm.
It's an awards program. If you don't perform, you don't get, just because your name's on the list, don't mean you get credits for this program. You gotta perform.
And the insurance installment, is that for a year, 6 months, a quarter,
Year.
a year?
Yeah. It's a whole year.
Both of them are. Comp and minimum.
Any other questions about the treasurer's report? No questions? We need to go to approval of the, pay the bills.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
Do we have a support?
I'll support it.
Craig, support. We have a printout there of it, so if there's any, well, we already discussed a couple of them, but they fell in there on the other stuff.
Too many numbers.
Yeah.
It gets that
This
many
is one
times.
you need to look at. Where's this one? you need to look
Roll call?
All right.
Aye.
at? Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Old business. Anybody have anything that they think of that we, out of the minutes that we needed to bring up? I don't have anything off the top of my head. I guess I got one thing. Did we get all the phones things changed? You were changed 2 or 3 months ago where you're
I
getting
haven't
everything.
plugged in to make sure they're past the fax part, I haven't gotten that done, but otherwise, everything is all, we're on one line only. Our bill has gone from $190 a month to $66, $68 a month, so.
There were some things there that the fax machine was trying, Greg asked something about that a month or so ago, about getting it hooked up, and you had to just turn it on, or I didn't.
Yeah,
really-
just a matter of moving
what was
line.
filled with. Okay. Just was checking.
The phone don't have the limited long distance calls anymore, does it?
Supposed to have, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, we're calling to get that straightened out, because that should be there.
Most of them are done down in our shop.
Ah, okay.
And we have unlimited, so I
Yeah.
don't charge back anything, so
Yeah. Walk up here.
otherwise I don't have to run up here and make phone.
Any other old business anybody think of? Craig?
Mm-mm.
Okay, under new business.
I'd like to make the comment that the contract is there to get discussion rolling and everything. The village has paid the bill for getting this done, so we want to have something to work with. This is so that come March 1st, whether it be Colfax, Beaver, whatever, we have something to work with, but I think we need to be discussing it and talking about it.
Craig, you had some concerns, I think.
Well, why is it so long compared to Beaver's contract?
So, you
So long.
mean it's 6 pages long?
Yeah, Beaver's is only 2 or 3.
One and a half,
I-
one and a half.
1.5.
I couldn't tell you, this is written by a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's what lawyers do. Personally, I haven't seen the one for,
Colfax?
no, for the other township.
Oh, Beaver?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I can't answer to the
It's pretty
question
simple.
exactly.
Well,
And I'm not saying it shouldn't be, but
But
the
it might-
climate of the way things are, you kind of need to cover all the bases too.
I'm thinking that maybe Beaver needs to be updated too, because it's an old one. I mean, you know,
I'm not saying you need to update it, but holy cow.
well,
But the things going on is a whole bunch different, or you know what I do. Trying to do away with, yeah, you said this, and I know you said that, and on and on and on. It's in writing.
Well,
offer 'em
you should have
service.
the, if we're gonna review this, you should have the attorney come in and talk to us about it,
Oh,
cause
yeah,
all the
well.
therefores and
You're a little late for
hazards.
that.
Huh?
It's getting a little late for that.
Well, this is for March 1st.
I thought it was for March 1st, we got all,
that's,
We use it right now, we can do that, but the whole idea, in my mind, for me at least, is we gotta be working towards March 1st for things.
right.
right,
And I agree, I would like the lawyer in here, but I do have one comment. The village so far has paid for different things with a lawyer and everything, and we as a board need to say, do we start paying for the lawyer?
Well, I think, my opinion is, I, like, this is a start, this has got some ideas, I looked at it, and again, you read one paragraph, and you go back there about 3 more paragraphs or 4, and then it kind of almost contradicted itself on, you know, but before we would, you know, initiate this contract, someone has to sit down here, and we'll have to pay for the lawyer or whatever, because I want somebody sitting there telling me, what does that actually mean?
Yeah.
So when I go to Colfax or I go somewhere, I can tell them, but I can't read this and tell, I don't have a damn clue what it says. Couple of these paragraphs.
You're talking about March 1st.
Right.
You aren't talking about March 1st.
Uh,
You're talking
we are.
about, no, you aren't. You're talking about August 1st.
No.
You're talking about August 1st.
I don't think we need a contract for August 1st. I think that's too short, too big a hurry, and I'm not sure Colfax is gonna accept the offer that we gave them, because they only got a week. I think the motion was July
1st is
1st.
Sunday, isn't it?
Huh?
July 1st is Sunday.
Yeah, they're supposed to have us the money before Sunday, and I can't see that they're gonna have coverage if they don't have a meeting or do something.
I want them
We,
to have
we
it.
threw it out there to them and they did not accept it, so by July 30th or 25th, whatever our next.
They haven't had an opportunity to accept it.
That's what I'm saying.
They haven't had an opportunity to accept it, and you know, my question I was gonna ask a little bit ago, does this board, or anybody in this audience, do they believe that this fire authority is better off with or without Colfax Township? I mean, it's foolish to think anybody would, in their right mind, would say that this fire department is better without Colfax Township. 35 to 40% of the income for this fire department comes from Colfax Township. Any one of you, if you cut your income by 35 to 40%, you're gonna be hurting big time. And I know what Jim said last time, and I agree with, he's probably right, but the point is, this fire department can't be better off without Colfax Township than it is with. So I don't understand why this board isn't trying to do everything in their power to allow Colfax Township to stay in this.
I thought we did by doing the motion last month.
But they haven't had an opportunity to accept it.
Last
How have they had an
They
opportunity?
had a meeting, after our board meeting, they had a meeting.
Yeah, at the last Colfax Township Board meeting, they made the motion to accept the offer,
Yes.
and
They did not make a motion to accept the offer.
what was the motion?
The motion was to withdraw the letter. To
No,
rescind-
they made a motion, after the meeting, they asked for public comment, and I said, don't you need to make a motion and approve the offer that the Fireboard made to you? And then Sandy said, yes, we probably need to do that, and then they talked about,
They did accept one.
then they said they'd accept the offer, but they needed to have a contract, and then they said just something in writing from the,
That's what, when I talked to Sandy, that's what she said.
Yeah.
She said, Larry Burmeister told me, he says, we need something in writing, because we can't just give them $30-some thousand without having something in writing. And I think Sandy talked to you.
All I need right now, which we've already done, we approved the minutes, I
Yeah,
can give
see,
them back the
I
minutes
talked
with
to
my
Jim
thing.
about it earlier too, and he said as long as we approve the minutes tonight, we can write out something.
That's what I said,
But something as
but
good as.
Larry.
One at a time, hold on.
But Larry said that we can't give you money without having something in writing. Now, I don't know why that hasn't been done.
Because we had to approve the minutes tonight for the motion. Now it's been done, we can drop something with the motion in it.
Yeah, just the motion is approved now, so.
Yeah, give it to the board so they can,
I mean, right, I take the minutes that are here, remove the draft thing off of it, sign my name to it, and the minutes are official.
Then maybe you could get that check before, Sandy said the money's ready. She has the
I have no
money,
problem getting the minutes to Sandy tomorrow, that's not a problem on my part.
but we did approve the one he's talking about, we did approve, they did approve at the board meeting, that last motion, and I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember right off the
To
top of my
accept the
head.
motion that was done at our last meeting.
At the Colfax Township last meeting, they did accept, that last motion, whatever it was, I'm sorry,
yeah, they accepted it, but they wanted something in writing, but
Well, the minutes
I
are
assumed that
approved
they were
now.
gonna,
Well, the minutes are approved, and the minutes say that they would have coverage as it has been in the past till March 1st.
yes.
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
Larry, I don't know where you're saying the fire board or the fire department does not want Colfax Township.
That sounds
It's
like
never
it
been
to me.
said. No, that's never been said.
I've,
No, Larry, your leadership on the board made the decision to withdraw.
I didn't.
Your leadership, your voted people. You should have put a stop to the voted people long before now. You know the hell that fire departments went through because of your leadership of the board?
Well, the leadership of the board is a different question.
No,
To me-
it isn't a
to me,
different
it-
question.
Well,
It's everything to do with what's happened in this department.
that is why we're at this point.
And your leadership decided to pull out.
We did not.
Nobody forced you out. We'd love to
I
have
know
you.
nobody forced them out.
We'd love to
I
have
know it
you.
was their decision, but
Okay,
but
that is their decision.
the feeling I'm getting right now,
Just a minute. Greg.
the feeling I'm getting right now is that you guys don't want him back. You don't want him in
No,
here.
that had, what I was saying earlier on the minutes is just, I don't know that this board has the authority to say you can or cannot be here. That's the people that signed the authority agreement, not us. Your township board was extremely adamant that come 1 August, they were done. And we all were saying, why? Don't leave. And they did.
Well, I have nothing to do with that.
We understand that.
I
And
had-
nobody's making anything against you, Larry, at all. It's not,
Nobody ever says that someday you might be back in the authority. Request to be back in the authority.
yeah.
But that's all has to happen from the board. Ray.
That township board from Colfax made these decisions on themselves. They never asked a damn soul.
Correct?
Right.
So they're at fault.
Yep.
Let her kick the whole damn bunch of them out.
We
You can't just do that.
We don't have anything to say about that.
I understand that.
We
You
don't
can
have to
say
say
it, she
that.
might be able to tell us how to kick them out.
She walks in and goes, what?
Were you taken out? Are you behaving yourself?
All I'm saying is legal agreement just spells out,
Right.
we'll do this, you'll do that. And it's not to deny service, it's to give you every bit of service we've ever give you. But it's in writing, so nobody can come back next month and say, like it has been, well, you said this, and then, no, you said that, and it just.
We will have a new board.
Yeah.
The next election.
Sandy,
After that, come back.
Sandy,
go
if
back.
I give you a copy of the signed minutes from today,
Hold on,
Excuse me,
could you,
hold on. Sandy,
excuse me, what?
at the last board meeting,
Uh-huh,
Larry said that Larry Burmeister said that they could, if they needed something in writing
He said
before
that
you
to
would
me on
issue
the
the
phone.
check.
yeah, just that motion in writing.
Right, well,
on
we
this
approved the
week.
minutes, so that motion is,
Okay,
And I can
Official.
sign them now.
can you just write that motion on a piece of paper and
we
sign
can,
it?
you know, make something.
The minutes.
Send the minutes, give you a whole copy of the minutes.
Be a minute.
But right now, the minutes are a draft.
Yeah, right,
Technically, they were approved, so the draft comes off, so this 2 pages
okay.
are legal, whatever you wanna call it,
Mhm.
it's done.
Okay.
So,
Their court.
but, in that motion, it also says the money was supposed to be paid by July 1.
Mhm.
You can't go back to your board before then.
Our meeting is July 10th, but we can hold a special meeting tomorrow or Thursday.
Well, I didn't know if the
Oh,
motion.
wait, it's getting really close.
it's
isn't
been
it?
approved.
No, Larry said he thought it was approved if you got this letter.
I think the last motion that you made yourself, I believe, was to accept that agreement.
It was, but it wasn't seconded.
No, that was to rescind the letter. That was to rescind the letter.
In my mind, no. I was right there.
Well, Sandy was there, I mean,
I know she was.
but what I'm saying
I know she
is,
was.
if the motion, if Colfax board could have made a motion to accept this agreement and pay the money once they got it in their hand. If Jim hands it to you tonight, but I don't know if that motion was made. I don't know where you guys are at that. If there was no
I don't
motion to
recall
pay
it.
this, then
Might
you
have
gotta
been
have a
made after
meeting,
the
and
meeting
this
was
said we're
closed.
supposed to have the money by July 1, and that ain't gonna happen.
We'd have to see the
So
minutes of their
then-
meeting, Wayne.
So,
We'd
but
have
what-
to see the minutes of their
I
meeting.
guess you can't change that motion, but why do you have to have it by July 1? It's not till August 1 that we're.
Because that's what the agreement was here.
Okay, so you
That
can't,
was what the motion said here.
because we don't meet until the 10th,
I know.
and I am not gonna move money without authorization.
Well, I know, that's
to
what I
move
wasn't,
any
that's what I'm
check.
trying to ask you. If the motion was made
Yeah,
to accept this, once you got this in hand, then technically, once you're handed, it's done. But if there was no motion to that effect,
I think we did the motion to accept it, but like Larry said, we'll make the motion if we have it in writing and signed.
so
Yeah.
technically then no. You're saying no, there's no
Well,
motion
the
to.
motion was made. I
Yeah.
know it was.
Except.
Well, I'm
yeah.
just,
Larry, let's see it in the minutes.
Just if you print the minutes, they're approved tonight, they're
I didn't
official
see it
minutes,
that
they're
way. I
signed,
didn't hear it that
then
way.
I'll take that with me.
Can't see, but I didn't
Yeah.
hear it.
Can you get that out, Jim?
Yeah,
I
yeah, just, I'll pick it up in the
I
morning,
carry it all
Joe.
with me.
Yeah.
Oh, all
Alright.
right, if you get that to me, then we'll just
well,
hold
before you
a
leave, he'll give you the official
special.
copy.
Yeah, and we can hold a special meeting, what
Or
is
whatever.
it, 48 hours, 48 hours?
That probably won't happen, but,
18 hours.
18 hours,
all right.
it could happen.
Any other new business? Public comments, please state your name, where you're from, what township, not necessarily where you're from.
Well, you do that on purpose, then just
I don't follow things I want to talk about.
All right, where, what,
Laugh.
new business?
No, you're in public comments
All right,
already,
yeah,
aren't you?
right, public comments. Oh,
Well,
just a minute. I'll
we
wait till
get
you-
public comments.
Wait till I get done reading what you gotta do to qualify. I'd like to know, because there's new people here that I don't know. You'd like to have your name, what township you're from, and please speak to one topic, not 3 or 4 at a time and want answers. And try to keep it to about 3 minutes, so we don't stay here till 10 o'clock tonight.
Well, I don't really figure this is public comments. I'm gonna comment on some of the Fireboard action or whatever,
Okay.
or action of what's happening.
Okay?
EMS, what's happening? The county is talking about privatizing the emergency, ambulance service. Where's our county commissioner? And what's he got to say about it? He's never come around and tell us what they're planning. It's all behind the scenes. Mr. Seabolt is hiding. What they want to do is do away with the county ambulance service we have and contract with Life Ambulance. They say they're gonna be better service. I would like to see some proof of that. if you drop from 3 ambulances down to 2 ambulances, and them ambulances can cover every place. We had a situation with Life Ambulance up the south side of Ruby Creek, hour and a half. They come out of Baldwin, they got lost over in Nuevo County someplace. Life Ambulance, and you're gonna see a lot of that going on. They have done it.